a song and a half.
And
so we'll go back on Sunday.
And you have a project coming out soon, right?
We have a project.
Yeah,
I mean, like
you're both heavily involved in each other. Yeah.
That should be coming out sometime end of May, beginning of June.
Okay. And what about you?
Well, we have this collaboration project, and then I have an LP coming out at the end of August. It's going to be on iTunes, Spotify.
And just to start, hold up, we can start by following you guys on SoundCloud and all these platforms.
Yeah.
Firass, Amra, Yaseen, or Chief, Leota, and okay, we'll post it in the link. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Chief Leota, or you can look me up, Yaseen Leota.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put the Twitter and Instagram handles out there and everything. Yeah. Okay. So, what's your guys' story? How'd you guys meet? Like, how you guys go way back, right? Like.
So you want to start with his story before coming to Saudi, and then we'll talk.
Okay.
What how I met him. So
okay.
They already know.
Give us the backstory, the interlude, or the prelude of your Yaseen.
So born.
You were born in Carolina.
I was born in Sudan.
Okay, you were born in Sudan, and then.
Yep.
Your parents.
Sudanese thoroughbred.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, both parents Sudanese.
Turkish roots from my dad's side.
Okay.
We've never explored those. For all I know, I'm Sudanese. I moved to North Carolina when I was about 5-6 years old.
Okay.
And I did grade school in Northwoods Elementary. And after that, I moved to Texas for about 6 months. And the whole time, my dad was working overseas. He was working in Angola. For as far as I know, he would come visit us, and he would come spend like 3 weeks at a time on holidays, things like that. But then we moved to Texas. He was living with us, and he said, "Hey, we're moving to Saudi Arabia."
Yeah, you guys.
After about 6 months. Yeah, I was in 6th grade.
How did you feel at that time? Were you upset? Were you excited? I remember when we found out. I was not happy about that. About moving from Mississippi to Saudi Arabia, but I don't know.
I had mixed feelings. Like when I was living in North Carolina, we moved around a lot. I think we maybe had 3 different apartments before we moved to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Then we stayed in one house, and that house was like, it felt like a dream.
Yeah. Why? Because you guys were able to put down roots and kind of just
First
yeah,
family.
we were staying in an area next to Cinco Ranch. I was going to man, I can't even recall the name of the junior high now, but
so you moved in 6th grade, Saudi Arabia.
yeah.
Okay, so you didn't go to primary school. You only went to middle school in
Texas.
No, in Saudi. I'm saying.
Yeah, it went 6, 7, 8.
In Saudi,
6, 7,
yeah.
8, 9. Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you guys meet?
That's where I met this guy.
Okay. You guys are in the same grade.
No, he's a grade below me.
He's okay. You're below you. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was at the youth center, the student center,
Okay.
at lunchtime.
Oh, 3rd Street,
school
right?
day. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Somebody
outside
was
of the
passing out
school.
burgers.
Yeah.
Who was
they
passing out burgers?
I can't even remember.
Okay.
I mean, this is what I remember. You tell me what you remember. But I remember we were at youth center, and I was hanging out with people, whatever. And at the time, I was dating Sophie Titley.
Okay.
And he came up to me and he's like, "Hey, are you dating Sophie Titley?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Nice." And I was like, "All right."
Props.
And then after that, that was the first time I met you.
Yeah.
It was
formally.
nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Okay.
And
And you guys start kicking it.
And then
Like
I
randomly
started seeing you, but I don't think we.
What grade were you in?
You had been 7th.
I might have been in 9th. I think I was in 9th
I
and he
think
was
it
in
was in
8th.
9th grade
Okay.
and I was in
Yeah,
8th
I might have, and then I might have heard or run into him a couple times. He smacked Bradley one time, and then I think Bradley came up. That you could tell that's. I mean,
he broke my clarinet
yeah.
case.
Okay, from what I heard, you were gonna walk. They were walking to the bus, and then he smacked his clarinet case down, and then you seen just
rage.
instinct just decked him, you know what I mean, muscle memory, just without even a pause. And then just Bradley got shot. He was trying to bully somebody. Bradley's not a kid. Bradley's a kid that gets bullied, not the kid that bullies people.
Yeah.
And so
My favorite part of that whole thing was Josh jumping up after Bradley got put on the ground. He was like, "Oh shit, oh shit, and literally just flew across the turnaround. Like I don't even know where he was going.
Yeah, I think he ran to us to go tell us like, Bradley just got like hit by this
Knock
kid.
the fuck
We
out.
need to go beat him up. I was like, why do I mean, I don't have any beef with this kid. What did he?
Yeah.
What did this kid do? I'm like, he didn't just punch him for no reason. The way they were telling it was like for no reason. He's a dick. We need to go do
So
something.
you applied logic and
I asked him like why, and then when Bradley told me, I was like,
you can't.
it kind of sounds like you deserved it. I don't know. Like I don't know if I'm like.
Oh, he definitely deserved it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna go fight a kid over that. It sounds like maybe you shouldn't be.
So you play clarinet, okay? And with that,
among other instruments.
okay, I didn't know.
He wrote that particular case.
Okay. I was gonna ask, what were some of your early musical influences? Like, you know what I mean? We were always just like naturally like, I don't know, like just
so
apt for that.
When I went to Northwoods Elementary, I actually started tap dancing. I was in a chorus called North Star Chorus.
No way.
And that was part of Northwoods Elementary School. And I still have my tap dancing shoes, size 6, you know. Had big feet, even little. But
yo, that's so.
Do you remember anything? Have you ever like?
You have like tapes of like your old like recitals or whatever.
Maybe. I know my parents definitely don't because I've never seen myself do it.
Okay.
But I know they're out there somewhere, and
That's
I still got my tap shoes. I still got my little red vest when we went to Florida, and just like.
That's so funny.
And I still
Like
got my
getting
tap
a picture.
dancing moves.
I
But
could kind of picture.
I think that's where I got started. I got into band in like that's where I bought my clarinet in Texas, and then after I came to Saudi, I wanted to get into brass, like saxophone, but they had no spots available.
They only
it's
gave that
first
to
come-
girls.
No, they just first come first serve.
Well, my parents were like, "Hey, like you already have a woodwind,
It makes sense.
do that." And then I joined choir as well with Miss Elkins, and Mr. Elkins obviously was teaching band.
Man, okay. So you were already kind of like like exploring music, kind of like on your own, as well as like under an educated.
That's like outside of rap. I got into rap when I was in like 4th or 5th grade.
Oh, word. Okay. Who were some of your like favorite rappers growing up?
Oh my god, when I was in grade school, all I listened to is Eminem.
Yeah.
And then my friend Ryan Humphreys, who now like he's put out a single with Gucci,
Oh yeah.
and he's all muscle, baby. He's in Las Vegas, and he's in Hollywood too, Muscle Beach.
Okay.
But yeah, he raps. He introduced me to Eminem. He introduced me to John Cena, which was his. You know, thinking about it now, it all makes sense.
Funny.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But he's a great guy, man.
Okay.
I still see him from time to time.
So you got into rap in 4th grade, and then you got into rap in 4th grade, and then doing all this musical stuff in school. So when did you guys start like kind of kicking it, or like were you ever like selling CDs? Like weren't you like was this like sort of like Precious?
That was
or,
Precious and Obi.
Okay,
I don't know if
okay.
you
I
said
think
this
that was before I met Firass,
Okay.
actually.
So tell me about just how you guys kind of like kicked it off with like both friendship and music and like.
So I never started to like record or write songs properly until like college.
Yeah, because you always like kind of just freestyle,
I just
right?
would freestyle stuff and like maybe home record some freestyles.
Yeah.
But like I just remember with Yaseen, it was like party
More tech-
tricks.
Yeah.
Like we'd be
Is
at
that more technical kind of stuff.
Well,
Like,
I'm just saying like when I started to notice that he could really rap, it would be like we'd be at a party or whatever, and then someone
just
puts on a beat,
yeah.
and it's like almost like a party trick or whatever, and somebody would
that's
start
pretty much like,
freestyling, and we'd freestyle, and then I noticed that me and him would be going back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
Like someone would go in and have a couple of lines,
Yeah.
and they'd stop.
yeah. But
Yeah.
you guys had
Me
the
and him would
stamina.
we'd keep going back and forth a
filling
lot.
those spaces.
Okay.
And so yeah, and that was just it. And then I'm trying to think. I think maybe you approached me first to do a song with you, like one of the beats that you made when I must have been coming back from college. You would have been still in high school, I think. And like I came back my first year of college, and then like I think it was one of the ones that you did with Precious. I think that was the first time I ever recorded something, and that was with you.
First song I remember hearing of you guys was J. Cole's "Lights Out." Was
Yeah,
like the
that's
first-
not the first. That's the
No,
first one
that
me and
was-
him
Him
did together.
That
But
you
he
guys-
did
after I
one.
came to
He
college,
did one,
yeah.
and he asked, and I remember he showed it to me, and I was like, oh man, like.
When I was in high school, me and Precious wanted to do something just kind of like an ode to the hometown. And what's funny is now I remember the name of the beat more than I actually remember the name of the song. That
Just find the way, or
yeah, I gotta find a way so I could find a way.
I don't think that's one
To
I.
a place where my people ain't slaves. Like I
that
remember the lyrics more than the actual song.
Okay.
That we
It's
wrote.
really good. I think we
Yeah.
listened to it like a while ago.
Yeah.
It was good, yeah.
And so, okay, you guys, I mean, we all went to Dublin High School, and then you guys also, I mean, we also went to NC State together. So you guys kind of were also working on music together throughout that time.
I
right?
think it was that's when we were both in college together. I think that's when we first started. Like, he'd be working on something, I'd be working on something, and we'd both have like 3/4 or half of a song done.
Okay.
And we like go to the other person and be like, I'm just
Tapped out or like.
whatever. Like, do you want to get on this?
Yeah.
It makes it easier, I guess, when you have to do less of the song and then you can pass it on and the vibes, the energies, whatever it is.
Well, I feel like you guys' vibes are very like complementary. Like.
I think so too. I'd say we work well together, and like I think that was one of the first times that before we even like started recording something. It was the same thing that we do, like a party trick. We just be hanging out, playing video games or something, and we just play beats in the background, and we just jump back and forth on a beat.
Yeah.
And then we'd like catalog. Oh man, really, we did good on this beat or whatever it is. And then after some time, I learned to sit down and actually write for it, and like just try to make an actual song instead of just like a freestyle or whatever.
Right.
I took a long break from music though.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta take a break to like get back into it like properly, or it's not the right time or whatever. But if it's like your real muse, then I feel like at least for me, comedy like therapy is, you know. So like, I'm sure music. Yeah, I see how you guys get when you guys get back. You guys are like.
And I'm the same way. Like I've taken many pauses or breaks from it where I'm just like, I'm never gonna be the famous or be amazing. But I'm like, it doesn't matter. I enjoy making it. I enjoy listening to it when it's done for myself.
Right.
And like just the process of doing it, I feel productive doing it. And it's that thing that like, despite all the things that keep changing in my life, like different locations, different jobs, different things I'm doing in my life, that little consistency kind of like keeps me anchored.
Yeah.
And it's my little go-to where I can go home at the end of a day or hard work, and it's like I have an hour or two before I go to sleep and start the day over again, and that's my 2 hours where I'm having enjoyment in that way. And like, so it took me a while to figure out the process, I guess, of how to work music, and I think everyone's very different. Like I know Yaseen's process, I think Yaseen's much more prolific in his writing and just the aptitude he has for actual music. He talks about playing music instruments at a young. You know me, I never
doing
did.
technical,
I didn't
like
do shit.
software stuff. Yeah, you never wanted to do that. Like he actually, I
was just never good at that, or I just never had curiosity for it or whatever. So I'm learning now that in hindsight, it would have been so much easier to just do a little bit of work and learn that stuff that I know would have been so much more beneficial nowadays that I could have really taken. Like, because he'll be talking with producers in the studio being like, oh, you're doing this and this, and they'll talk to me.
Lingo,
and it's like that scene in Turn Up Charlie where he's like, you gotta layer it. What do you mean layer it? Like, she just keeps yelling something at him to do it, and he's like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Like, what do you say? You want me to just sing it again like that? Okay, say that.
No, but for us, you're not a dinosaur, man.
I'm not. I'm young. I'm just stupid.
No, man, you got a gift in a different way.
Everyone works in a different way.
Because you got the gift of the MC.
That's true.
You come to the party, someone puts on a beat, you can read the crowd, man. Like, you feel the vibe and you go with it. And that's why your writing is even more special, is because when you put that on a script, it's your soul speaking, and there's so much pain there that you don't let out in a party.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
those kind of those are the freestyles.
Those
are the freestyles. I'll spit the sad songs.
See, like, there's two different.
It's the 2 gears I have.
Speaking, and that's something special too, you know, like, it's different than something mechanical. You have a true passion, man.
I appreciate it.
You write when you're in pain, you write when you're jubilant, you write at all times, you freestyle whenever somebody calls upon it, no matter what state you're in, whether you're happy, depressed, you know, calm, thoughtful, whether you're just trying to be out there, like,
I think it's
something else.
It's easier for me to sometimes freestyle things than even speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was talking about this, like when I'm ever like, had too much at a party or whatever, and I'm like just like sitting down and I like really can't get my faculties together.
Okay.
And the beat comes together and we start freestyling.
Yeah.
I get this like adrenaline rush.
Yeah,
I assume the kind of like what were we calling it? Like nervous energy.
Oh yeah, butterfly.
Like
I
that you
used to
get
love
before
that.
going on stage. That like it's like terrifying to have it, but once you get used to it, it's like that
Ride
like
his wave.
fuel, that kind of like, you know, that what's that like that movie where he like curves bullets because he has like anxiety attacks and everything like slows down with Angelina Jolie. I don't know. It's
Oh,
like,
I know what you're talking
you know what I'm
about.
talking
Yeah, with they can
Wanted, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
that's
think it's
the one.
Wanted.
Yeah.
Where he's like convinced his panic attacks are bad, but actually figured out that like it's
Okay.
like power.
Yeah, the anxiety, like
It's kind of like that. Once you learn to like develop that anxiety and like really use it, it's like a passionate tool.
Okay.
And it's like, you know, we'll get on it later, but I did want to also talk about like the process of how we start. At least I did, and you can also talk about how you did, but like how I started to write music and then figure out how to actually put a song and album together so that, you know, aspiring young musicians that are like
How do I start
writing
to
but
do,
not
yeah.
really knowing how to put it all together. So maybe it'll give them some leeway or whatever.
So from what I see is you're always having like YouTube beats on, and then you're always like having a notebook, especially in the morning. I feel like when that's the most creative, and like it's
And I think we'll talk about this too. Like it's really important to know yourself inside of like your schedule.
yeah.
Like, am I a morning person? Am I a night person?
Yeah.
Like when I know, me and him, I think are similar in that like performance-wise, we're best in the morning.
Yeah.
A lot of our writing and creativity is good in the morning, but we're also like people that like stay up throughout the night sometimes and be like night owls and will write a lot or like listen to things. So
When you're in the flow of things, like you just get lost in. Like,
yeah, and so you have to give yourself time to like find a point in your schedule where you're like, I'm mess around every day, and a lot of days it's gonna come to nothing really. But like, so like maybe like for a week, every day, like I said, I have a schedule, an hour or two a day. I'm trying to do some music. Maybe like 3 of those days I don't really get much done. But then there's that 1 or 2 days where you have that flow of things where it's like, I'm not tired right now. I'm gonna keep going for a couple hours.
Yeah.
So, and so I first, like, what I was doing was writing freestyle. I would just spit freestyles to beats. A lot of times it was songs that I liked, like Mac Miller songs or Lupe Fiasco, tracks I really liked. And I was like, oh, let me just cover that song and do it differently.
Okay.
But I could kind of mimic their flow or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then I think that's how I started to develop some of my, like, if you take my, you know, style, I think you can see some of these people in there. Like, I've gotten a lot of compliments saying, like, oh, you sound kind of like this person or this person. And usually I take it as a compliment. I'm like, well, those are people that I've studied or whatever. And then, so from that point, I started to, like you said, go on YouTube and look up free beats. And then, because I think it's depending on, so Yaseen will speak it from differently because I think he actually has an ability to make beats himself.
Okay, so you just like hear it or like you have a.
I don't understand how that works because I can't really do that.
Is it like mathematical? Is it like more feel? Is it just?
I mean, you hear a pitch and I don't know, like some people can replicate it, some people can do it through talent, some people can do it through training. I was too young when I started like formally learning music to know whether I had talent or training, but yeah.
Okay.
Like you hear a song, you hear the pitch, you can replicate it.
Okay.
But like, so for example, like when I'm writing, I almost always have to hear the beat and I get inspired by that beat. I'll hear the beat over and over again and I'll just, before I even start really writing words, I'll just kind of like, like almost like that Chris D'Elia mimicking.
Okay.
But not like, just to get the tone or where I'm gonna have certain punchlines or whatever it is. So you'll hear beat and it's and I might just and then start to figure out how my cadence will go, and then from there start to write. And so for a long time I would just write, and I didn't have any structure. So now the one thing that's like Yaseen kind of showed me that I think is big is start at the hook, figure out where the hook's at, write the hook
at the stem, and then kind of.
And then from there it's real easy to be like, I need a verse here, I need an interlude, whatever, intro, outro. My advice is when you download those, or if you download free beats from YouTube, a lot of it's beneficial. It's non-profit, you can't make money off of it, but for your SoundCloud, any kind of free service, it's a good way to get some, and it's mutual beneficial. You have to give, explain recognition for whoever's beat that is, and so that's good for them. And then you also get to put out something that's done.
Right.
I think once you get to that next level and you really feel like you're done and you're ready to start putting an album together or something like that, that's when you contact those producers that you've been using beats for on YouTube and talk to them about like, hey,
can I get my own?
I'd like to start purchasing some of your beats and put them on an album. And most of them are very, affordable beats. I've seen some that were like $1,000. I was like, oh my Jesus, I can't pay that.
$1,000 for a beat?
Yeah, most of the ones we get are like $10, $20, $15.
Okay.
And it's like, usually it's like a package deal. You get 4 for like $30 or something like that. So. Yeah, and that's basically all I gotta say as far as that for the music. So, you know, and like you said, keeping a notebook around is always a big deal
Yeah.
for me. I guess you can see this, one of these little small little hand.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Right.
notorious.
Really
Everyone has those.
And he's more digital, like he likes the phone and a camera, and his
Notes.
laptop.
It's like I've been typing on my lyrics since
You can
I was
save everything though. That's great. If
sixth
you are,
grade.
yeah,
I've lost so much stuff.
No,
yeah.
I've definitely lost a lot. Like I lost a whole hard drive of just written work, produced work.
Yeah.
It was devastating.
Yeah.
It sent me back about, I'd say literally 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fun.
Yeah. Okay. So like, how would you say you've like found your voice kind of? Because you also have like a unique voice. Like a lot of people ask, like, is that real? Is that like auto? You know what I mean? Like, so you've always kind of had a deep voice, but you had like an incident. Like, did it happen behind their house? Like the
It wasn't
that
the one behind the
Steve
house,
Hills?
was it?
It was on Lime Drive.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was just like our house though.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
'Cause
There's
it's
a
like the
couple.
same setup.
Anyway, so what happened? Like, can you like tell us what happened?
So
If you don't mind, like, it's kind of traumatic. You can just skip over it. I
no,
understand.
I mean it's like
I'll tell you
this
funny story
happened.
after this.
This happened about 10 years ago, actually. Whoa. It was 10 years ago and 1 month. It was in June.
Okay.
But,
So summer, you're chilling.
Yeah. Me and my friends, like, we just went to the mini mart. This was around the week of finals, so we didn't have many classes. We had time to hang out, you know. I was a good student. Had my shit together. And it was also the time that those ripsticks came out. So I don't know if you know what that is.
The 2-wheel things that you just go. I still don't know how
you
they
just
work.
Put 1 foot here, 1 foot there, and there's a wheel here and a wheel there. I got really good with that. I don't even know like where we got it. I think somebody gave it to our family or gave it to me or my brother. But I was able to like do ollies. I was able to like get on and off curbs whenever I wanted, like make quick stops, things like that.
Okay.
I rode that up to the mini mart, and I was with a few people, but for some reason the only person I remember that was like for sure there was Ramsey.
Okay.
Because, and I'll get to this. But anyways, we're coming back from the mini mart. It's around sunset, and like somebody, I can't remember who, was like daring me, saying like you won't ride that thing all the way down. I was like, I mean, it's not that hard. I had that invincibility.
Okay, wait, what's the obstacle first of all? It's a steep incline, and there's two
the
steel
mini mart's-
poles that are like.
I would
The
like to
mini mart's
explain
at
it.
the top of the hill.
Okay.
And we're pretty much like riding across the street. Like it's a busy street.
It's downhill.
It's all downhill.
Okay.
And
And then there's the walkway to there's a walkway to the bridge, right? Like a tile thing.
yeah.
Okay, which
Let
is
me
not
get to the
leveled
bridge.
very well either. though.
Basically, as you're going down the street,
It's like down like
there's
this, by the way,
there's
down
this
like that.
like the street that I'm going down, like it comes like this and it curves across. There's like this entire space right here, just desert and rocks, whatever. There's a whole ass canyon over there, and there's a bridge that cuts across this canyon and goes onto the other street.
An
So,
old
like-
rickety wooden bridge.
Yes,
Like it's not leveled. Like
that's the
a
bridge
handicapped person would have extreme difficulty rolling themselves across that because you keep getting like stuck in all little cracks. Just a little pointer.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay, so you're speeding down here.
So basically,
Zoom in.
I'm going across this bridge, and it's rickety, it's old, and at the very end of the bridge, there's like these 2 rails that's basically designed, I guess, for bikers to not go onto the street, like right in front of it. They're supposed to get off their bikes, walk across, check the fucking street, whatever.
Dangerous engineering, I
Yeah.
would say.
I didn't realize this. I'm going maybe like 35 miles an hour, just riding across this bridge because I've already come across the street from the mini mart, all downhill, and
You've got momentum at this point.
I decide, okay, I can slow myself down. I put my hands on the railings, and I just get splintered up. My hands are cut up. I still have scars. And I take my hands off. I see the railings. I'm like, okay, my best bet is just jump, you know, worst case scenario, I break an arm, whatever, you know, I'm gonna do this. This is all split second thinking. I still remember it. And I'm tensed up to jump. And at the very end of the bridge, where the wood meets the concrete and it turns into sidewalk, right before the rails, there's a gap. And the front wheel of that ripstick gets caught in that gap. The whole board just propels itself like this at a 90-degree angle. And I reflexively, because I'm tense to jump, I'm like, okay, lose an arm, save a life. I jump and now I'm flying like Superman, which is not what I expected.
Horizontal with the.
And I just clothesline that rail.
On your throat.
On my throat. I wake up about a half minute later and Ramsey is looking down at me, which is why I remember that he was there. He's like, bro, you okay? I told him, I don't think I'm okay. My voice was all fucked up.
Okay.
He was like, you're definitely not okay. I called my dad. He came and picked me up. I was spitting blood at that point. My voice didn't sound right. I was 16 years old. He took me to the ER, and before they actually saw me, after they admitted me, before any kind of doctor or nurse came and saw me, I passed out because my throat swelled to a point where I wasn't getting any oxygen. I woke up about 2 days later and I could not speak. And the doctor told me that if that rail had hit me a millimeter up, it would have killed me.
Jeez.
After that, it was about 3 weeks before I came to Duke Hospitals, and a doctor named Seth Cohen, a surgeon, operated on me, performed a laryngoscopy, and afterwards, after he saw the damage, removed the scar tissue, and I began speech pathology. After maybe 2 months after that, so like 3 months since the incident, I was able to speak at a whisper. I had been carrying a notepad around the entire summer.
Wow. That's crazy, man. That's.
So you became like a half a voice box now?
Yeah.
So is it? Do you struggle with when you're in the booth and like, do you find it's like a muscle that like?
I mean, I used to sing.
Yeah.
I used to be in a choir. I used to sing, and I don't even have a falsetto anymore. I can't hit the high notes. This is me now.
I think he's learning though to like use his voice differently as well.
The thing is, your voice is so, like I said, versatile that you can like literally like.
I'm not sad.
Yeah. And he's just saying that
everything happens for a reason, I guess. You know what I mean? But like,
I mean, you hear me right now. Like, if you, I don't know, y'all hear me right now, don't you? But I'm not sad at all. I've learned to own my voice. I've learned to come back from that. Like I said, after 3 months, it was a whisper. 3 months after that, it was softer. Still couldn't yell. Still like was coughing up blood. A year later, you know, I was able to speak. Couldn't speak in any kind of room with any kind of volume. 10 years later, look at me now.
Yep, look at me now. Hey.
And I'm going back, and I've just been stretching my vocal cords, and you're about to hear it on the LP. I'm about to hit those high notes.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of...
First time in 10 years, you're about to hear those high notes.
You guys got a lot of cool projects or things coming up, and I'm excited. So like...
yeah, it's exciting for us. I'm enjoying doing it a lot, but also...
It's been like 10 years in the process, right?
Like the first one you heard of us was Light Please, the J. Cole track.
Yeah.
Which I think that was one of the first ones we did in college.
Yep.
Like 2009, 10? No, it would have been 2000.
No, 2011, 12.
2011 or 12.
Yeah.
And then we were like, made a YouTube video or something of it, and we were like, you know, PVC, our album's gonna come out in
What's
1 year.
PVC?
Peanut butter chocolate. So
Okay.
peanut butter is like nutty.
Yeah, peanut butter, nutty, okay.
And chocolate is smooth.
You know what it is.
Okay.
I don't know, you know, just we were spitballing, laughing, making ideas, and that's like that song we had. And we had so many like half projects that never really finished or came out.
Okay, one project that you guys did do, which was like actually really incredible how quickly you did it one day, was this YouTube submission you guys did for, what was it? For
Shovels.
Shovels. Shovels was the title. And what was it?
It was a
Collide for the Crown.
Collab for the Crown.
So what is that?
Kato on the track. So like I was talking about, like how I used to scour the YouTube for producers or beats, and then I would go click on the bios of the actual people who make them. One of the people who I use beats from is Kato on the track.
Okay.
And
Is it
so
North Carolina?
I never know where these people are from.
Okay.
A lot of them are not even from America.
Yeah.
But like it just shows you how amazing
International
it is. Yeah,
music
exactly.
is, like,
and see, that's another big thing. If you do stuff like that, you can also get their following. You can acquire their following.
Yeah.
Like it's a little side thing that they're hopefully, you know, that beat
Collaborative,
maker is gonna
yeah.
get some of the people that follow your raps start following their beats, and then his people that follow those beats will start following your raps.
Right,
so
right.
it's really is beneficial to like have all like work with as many different people as you can, and you know, not always good experiences, but you know, hopefully you get a couple good ones. But so Kato on the track is a producer, and he sent me, you know, I'm sure his email list. He sent his email list out that there was a competition collab for the crown. You know, use his beats. They give you a list of beats that you can use,
Okay.
and you just have to collaborate. And
Okay. And like you guys did video editing, writing, producing, all of it by yourselves, and
yeah, just use their beat.
yeah. So that's
And his girlfriend did the logo.
okay.
Yep.
So she did some design too on that. All of it like
Yeah,
you
she
guys.
helped a lot with it. She
That's
did the
great.
filming as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I use the bathroom real quick?
Yeah. Sure. I want to ask Yaseen about Raleigh hip hop scene.
Yeah, he's good.
Cypher.
Yeah, so tell me about like, okay, when you got here, like you had your own background kind of like of hip hop and like experiences. When you came here to North Carolina, I guess you weren't as shocked like as I was when I came here, but like I was very like reverse culture shocked. Like this, you came back home kind of to Carolina maybe, but also yeah. But okay, coming to college and like do your thing and like with music, like how did you network and like find out more about like what's going on in Raleigh? Because a lot of people like sleep on Raleigh and North Carolina in general. I mean, there's like J. Cole and like who else? Like,
I mean, honestly, I didn't hear about, you know, J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar until Firass introduced me to them.
yeah,
When I came here, I was kind of like, I was very focused on school.
you're kind of like more introverted or like more like.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I've always been social. I don't know how to say it. Like, but it's, shit. I don't know how to describe myself.
Okay, it's fine,
like,
bro.
But if anything, I just like to say that I welcome other people, and I always hope that the next person I meet welcomes me as well. Because whether it's conversation, whether it's enlightenment, whether it's advice, unsolicited or otherwise, you know, I feel like everybody's word deserves some kind of weight.
Yeah. I mean, ask Ross. I give him a ton of unsolicited advice all the time.
All the time. They have this Big Brothers, I think. I'm sure Yaseen does it to s1e, as I'm sure
All the
Zubeda does it to
time,
him. I think that's just
But
part of
in
the older
regards to
sibling.
the like Raleigh hip hop scene, I kind of just came here and I was walking through NC State campus one night, and I noticed just a small gathering of people over by the Freedom of Expression Tunnel, which connects what is it, West Campus to pretty much like the
Main campus.
Yeah, it's a tunnel at
Big Car
NC
and
State
TH
College
Library.
where they allow you to graffiti all over it.
You
Yeah.
can do whatever the
Yeah.
fuck you want.
Nothing,
Okay.
you know.
So is this after hours, like in or
It was around like 9, 10,
In the evening.
maybe 11 o'clock. I don't even
Okay.
remember.
and there was
Like
just a
I
bunch of
said.
guys like rapping like no beat, like beat,
Yeah.
like okay.
Sometimes people
Acapella?
beatbox, sometimes people
okay.
beatbox, some
Acapella,
people
like people were just like hanging out there and just like spinning back and forth. Literally at one point I walked there one night and I realized this was happening every week. One dude was just talking. And
Monologue.
yeah, and
Yeah.
every week that I came it was getting bigger and bigger, and I was like, okay, well, like maybe I'll stick around.
How many people when you first like walked by did you like see?
Man,
Like,
maybe like 10. I'd say like 10.
and what was like the largest you had ever seen?
Like 300.
Really? What?
I went with him one time.
Around
I remember
the
there was
expression tunnel? Where's their space?
Yo, I'm telling you,
Like,
that shit grew. Look, that was
entire
2011.
By Reynolds
That
or by
was
the other side?
2011.
So the side that goes to the
Oh
Tri
my
Towers.
god.
Yeah, the one by
Yeah,
Reynolds.
so
yeah.
there's the walkway from the Tri Towers, and then there's the other walkway that's from like.
Oh, the one further back. That's one.
So
tunnel.
it'll be people like all that entire area between those two ways that go down to the thing is full,
Okay.
and up until like like a little bit into the tunnel.
They had to call cops out there to just like mediate the fucking situation.
Why,
Like,
get rowdy at all, or
it's
what?
just, it was like, look, we
Yeah,
want to
people-
like promote this, but also riots. We don't want that.
Right, and also, you know, people, you know, do the things there.
Yeah.
They drink.
But also like,
So okay, so you were walking by, and then what? You just said one time, like, hey, like, I'm gonna stick around. Like,
yeah,
how did
let's stick around.
Okay,
It was good.
so talking to people, like,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I found out pretty much this is just an impromptu cipher. They do it every week. At first, I think it was on Tuesdays, and then they moved it to Mondays. I took breaks in and out. Like I said, I was focused way more on school than I was on music at
Right.
that point. But I met a lot of great people there.
okay, and then
One in particular was Jerusalem. Like, he is what I consider like one of the cipher gods. And him and that whole crew, they moved it to NCCU, they moved it to Chapel Hill, they brought it to Asheville. They've expanded this. It happens once a week. It's still going on now.
yeah,
You know, it's 2019 and it's still going strong.
that's awesome.
And every August they have their reunion, which was, I think, not last August, but the August before that was when I attended. And there was something like 250, 300 people there.
That's nuts. You've gone before too?
I've gone one time, it wasn't that packed, I think,
Yeah.
but it was pretty packed when I went.
Okay.
I think I went with you, actually.
Literally anybody come out, speak their words. Sometimes people come out with instruments. Sometimes people come out with video cameras, with speakers and whatnot, and
I'm trying
you
to
just
think.
get together in a circle, vibe off each other, say your bit, hear what other people have to say. There's only a few rules, man. You just gotta.
What are the few rules?
Respect the cipher, project. Honestly, those are the only two that I ever had issues
Okay.
with.
You never saw any of those lines being crossed by rowdy.
So from the times I went, they never did like battles or anything
Yeah.
like that. There
It
was,
was just,
I
like,
don't know
free
if they
expression,
do or
was
ever
it?
did.
Yeah.
It was never battles. It was like a cipher.
Okay.
We've had to crucify some people in the circle. I've been privy to that. I've never actually partaken because it's too hot when it happens. Like, I don't know, man. Every now and then, you gotta crucify a lamb.
Okay.
I didn't sacrifice a lamb. I've never seen a
Yeah, I've never seen
crucified lamb, but Jesus. Y'all me in the cipher, I guess.
When you come in here thinking that you're roaring when really you're back,
When you're thinking you're goat, but really you're sheep.
you get crucified.
Okay.
Fair enough.
You got anything to add about the
I
scene?
like that. When you think you go, but really you're sheep.
Huh?
You got anything to add about the comedy scene? I mean, the music scene, like your own.
I mean, I can just speak about, I guess, like me, what I've
Alright,
done.
we can skip
but-
over that. We covered that. How about now we can talk about something fresh that we never really talked about. I never got along with Yasseen or any of your friends really. And, like, the first time I remember meeting
I'm gonna take
Yasseen.
a bathroom break.
Okay.
I feel like I
I'll come
mentioned
back.
this on that one podcast that you were like, no, I don't want to talk about this.
I don't.
But you were a huge
I don't-
bully. You were a bully.
I was a
when we were
bully.
younger.
I was an asshole. We know this.
You were a mean,
Yes.
spirited kid. And the thing is, I lived with you all the time, and I have to tell people that, and they never believe me. And then like each one of my friends would like have an experience with you, and they come back and be like, "Man, it's true. I'm so sorry. You have to live with him every day."
Okay.
Like I remember.
Can I just
like,
tell you this one backstory of why I hated your friend so much back in the day?
Okay.
I was trying to quit smoking cigarettes. I was smoking Slims at the time.
I remember.
Davidoff
Which,
Slims.
but like I mean,
Okay, shut up.
the sense that makes.
Okay, I don't know.
You'd smoke 2 Davidoff Slims instead of a regular cigarette and be like, I'm quitting.
Yeah, I'm fucking fooling myself. Anyways.
Okay.
And then your friend at the time was like, what do you say? Like, we run this shit, or like, we run this town, like, something, like, fag. And I was like, oh, like, I don't know why, but like, that was like,
sitting there with your Slim,
yeah, with my Slim, like,
calling me a fag.
like
How
Cruella,
dare you?
exactly, like, take off my gloves. So, with each of your friends, I had a bad incident. You see, not excluded.
But
These scenes was the least bad one.
I know, but his was because he was like the most pissed off about his, I think.
I know.
But
I know.
but in hindsight, you made amends with all of them. And
I did. I
and they all
personally.
like you now.
Yeah,
like
no,
your
I've actually
friends.
like gone personally and been like, listen, I'm sorry.
You did the 21
I'm
steps
sorry.
to alcoholics.
Yeah.
Dude. But you were, yeah. So that's good. I'm trying to think. Like I think I already told the story when you were beating up me and Josh with the.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that.
This was you pushed him in a bush. You can tell that story. He
Okay.
can tell you that story. I just remember the reaction afterwards. He came up to me and said, "Yo, your brother's a dick. I'm gonna have to fight him." And I was like, I could tell, like, you see him when he gets like angry, he gets angry like without logic sometimes. So I was like, all right, man. And he's like, you help me? I'm like, absolutely not. Like, what do you mean? Like, first of all, he's my brother, and second of all, I'm telling you, like, I have to do that anyways. I'm not gonna voluntarily go and fight him. And this is when you were like in shape and stuff. And you're always a little bit bigger. You're not in shape now.
Anyways,
this is like you're like Suge Knight before he got no, remember he got like a stroke or something, and then he was like people were like, oh, Suge Knight's not scary anymore. Like the people like pre that.
Okay, I don't want to be known as scary. Anyways, what happened?
We were scary.
What happened with Yaseen is we're going up to the.
I had girlfriends that didn't want to come over to my house because you were there sometimes.
I know, we don't have to go over this personal shit. This is your story, not mine.
These are my stories, I'm telling you. I used to have girlfriends, I'm like, oh, like, let's, you want to hang out? I'm like, yeah, you want to come over? She's like, are your brother home? Is your brother home? Or which brother's home? That's what they asked. Is Nate home? Because I want to see him. He's so fun to play with. Is Yassen home? I'm so scared. I don't want him to judge me. Like,
okay, so we're talking.
I don't know what they've said about me.
Nothing. We saved it.
I said was the time that you were super upset after he like pushed
okay, so the only time I remember when I saw you was you were walking down from the stud
that
rec.
happened.
Yes, I was walking up from the stud rec. I remember just seeing you. I'm like, this is what happened in my brain. You seen Firass's friend, fuck Firass's friends, and I just I just pushed him in the bush.
It's like a third grade thinking.
I know.
Okay.
I know. It was
I'm a
bad.
bully.
Seriously.
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is no.
But there's hope. This is you can tell people like maybe you're a bully as a kid, but there's hope for you. You can make amends and then like.
He's come a long way.
Thank you.
Tell comedy stories about
We're friends, right? I would like to think.
We are friends.
Yeah.
Okay. We're more than friends.
Yes, we're like brothers.
That's true.
Okay, but yes, I did push you like an asshole, and I remember.
That was before we were friends.
Yeah. And then I just said that like, afterwards you were pissed. You were like furious. You came up to me like your brother's a fucking dick. And I was like, yeah. You're like, I'm gonna fight him. I was like, good luck. I don't know what to tell you. I was like, I wouldn't suggest it, but okay.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to defend my behavior, but
how did that not happen though? Like
I think I talked to you, Dad. I was like, dude, I'm really telling you.
I was really like.
I know you're really mad.
I was furious.
I think I remember this. I don't know.
I remember too. You're wearing some like pretty fresh clothes too. I remember that's why you got
I
probably
had a
upset.
temper problem back in the day.
I did too, and like.
Clearly.
Yeah.
What
That's
can I
when
say?
he always tells me I have anger problems. I'm like, you don't strike me. I'm like, I used to
He's
see
different kind of
Yassen.
angry.
Yassen's seen the
He's
anger
different kind of
problems.
angry.
Yeah.
He like bottles it up and then like
And
it
then
just like spurts
explodes.
out.
Yours is just a leaky faucet, just
Thank you. Yeah, I guess an old leaky faucet. Yeah, that's my.
slowly dripping hate all the time. Just
No, it's
and
love.
underneath it, just sipping it.
So yeah, I apologize if I haven't formally apologized, but I think I have. Because I'm gonna get each of your friends and then sit them down.
What about me? Where's my apology? Apologize to all my friends
It's
and
like it's blood. It's unconditional.
I know.
You asking
No,
for-
and there were times where
It's
you.
too much. An
I don't know.
apology? What you're asking for is too much. He's your brother.
yeah.
Do
The brothers in the world, the younger brothers, the younger
He gets
siblings in
along
the
with
world.
Sully so much just because
Yeah,
of that,
yeah,
right? Your younger
I'm
brother.
that.
Yeah.
But I also bond with him because he's a middle child too. Wait,
Yeah.
I guess Sully's also middle. So.
Yeah.
So am I.
I know, but you guys have like a, you don't have a true middle child.
Look at this.
You're the middle child. Sully's the middle child.
Well, it's not a true middle child.
Yeah,
There's,
they're
a old,
literally-
there's an old middle child and a young middle child. I'm a true middle child.
Okay.
A true middle child only in 3s, 5s, 7s.
This guy's the biggest.
Yeah.
He says why he's so
Symmetry.
salty. He was
perfect.
He was a baby for like the
class
first.
for yourself right now. Like
Listen, he was a baby for the first like 12 years, 10 years of his life,
You're
and then
so
when Nate
off.
came,
9.
whatever 9, he got like salty because he was in the middle, and then middle child syndrome is a real
Dog.
thing. He has it.
At 9, I remember my mom telling me like, you're gonna have to start doing stuff by yourself now, because I'm like pregnant and we have another baby. And I was like, he doesn't have to do shit by himself, and like because
He's a grown.
they were like, well, he's
child.
doing harder stuff, so he needs like help with his homework. And I was like, I think he's just dumber.
You know what's embarrassing is that me and him were in the same AP chemistry class. My senior year, I had horrible senioritis, and
he was.
And I got.
that is kind of funny.
Miss Vallejo, who's
Stop,
like
don't
the
do it.
greatest.
Anyway,
that's only
She's a
a year
great
apart,
teacher.
like,
She's a
yeah,
great
like,
teacher.
yeah.
He's a great teacher.
It's
And
only-
y'all made her cry how bad you were.
If
in
you
that
were
class.
2 years apart, it would be embarrassing. But you guys are only a year
No, no, no,
apart.
no.
It's not like-
But
Brothers?
I feel like it's less embarrassing. Like he's not like he has. It's not like my brain's less developed. We're at the same point. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
We'd think so, right?
You know they knew it was a slow kid. Even when he was a baby, he used to crawl on his back. He didn't know how to crawl like a normal baby. He like.
I was a dumb baby.
Have you seen those videos of the babies that do
It's
this?
just a creative.
Exactly.
It's not
I
creative.
found a hack to life, and
It's
that
not
really.
hack.
You just fucking shimmy and you get a fucking view.
He figured if he crawled on his back, his mom would pick him up. It's like a different way of thinking.
No, but all honesty, if I was the parent of that child, I would be scared. Like,
I'm going in the garbage. It's done.
That
It's
baby,
broken.
that
Give me
baby's
another
broken,
one. Yeah.
right? Like,
Oh my goodness.
Excuse me, I'm taking it. My baby's crawling on its back. Sorry.
okay, what else? I mean, this guy's a dick too. He tried shaving a Hitler mustache on me, like when I had my pre-pubescent mustache
Yeah, before wedding.
before wedding.
I almost got away with it, but I couldn't put shaving cream on his face without him waking up, so I had to dry shave it. I think that's why you were most mad.
That's why I woke up.
You're mad not because I shaved it Hitler. You're like, you didn't even put cream on. It sucks to dry shave. I was like, oh, nice fact.
Have you always gone along with your siblings?
Oh hell no.
No. You guys are
Each
very.
other.
You guys have very different personalities, but at the same time, same personalities. Even though I don't really like know your siblings like that well.
Yeah. I love my family. We're all very different people. Me and my younger brother Sully.
You guys are like me and Firass, kind of, right?
We sound the same. We talk the same. You and Firass don't sound the same when you speak. But me and Sully, like you could like, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I never thought about that. That's true.
Even though we don't necessarily look alike, you could see the similarity as soon as you hear us speak.
Same mannerisms, same, yeah.
Similar, yeah.
But in terms of like who we are, what we do know, we're all very different people,
Mm-hmm.
and I definitely love my family.
Dope family. They come to Carolina this year, right? Inshallah.
Inshallah, yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Any stories? You guys want to try to keep it clean and professional, or you guys want to?
Pretty clean.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Like I said, we'll put at the end of this, we'll have some tags for the material that we're putting, the album and our follow our SoundClouds and stuff like that.
SoundCloud, iTunes,
And then
Pandora,
Spotify. Any new listeners or any followers, fans, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not very active on that stuff, but I'm trying to get better.
On what, social media?
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, just use it to put your music out. You don't have to use it to like put selfies.
I know.
Like,
I'm not.
yeah.
I don't think I'll ever
I just
be
use mine for
taking
shows.
pictures of food or whatever. It's gonna be strictly
Music.
music and dick pics. Just music.
Yo, you're really bad at social media. I don't know. Okay, can we tell a story about like
I can tell that
the
story.
Florida Keys?
Oh, Florida Keys one. Oh, yeah.
No.
I mean, you can tell that. That's like, so that's how bad I had my Instagram I only have an Instagram because I have like a middle school cousin that wanted to be Instagram famous, and so she was like, oh, let me get one more follower, so I'll make an account for you. So she made an account just to follow herself. So I was no pictures, and I was following one.
Okay, in essence, it looks creepy because you had 2 followers and a 13-year-old girl.
I had one.
One follower.
I was only following a 13-year-old girl.
Okay.
And like I
Your
had
cousin
no
stopped, like-
yeah, I know it wasn't weird.
Yeah.
I mean, but just anybody who saw it was
Okay.
like, this dude's a fucking weirdo.
Okay, and then on Snapchat, you have all your other baby cousins. Not baby cousins. Younger cousins. I mean, for us in the Florida Keys,
And I don't know how to
being adults.
not block people or whatever it is. But
Okay, anyways.
being adults, I don't know. We were acting pretty
We're
childish.
talking to these 2 women, these 2 ladies, and one of these ladies was kind of being like funny, and she was just like, to my face.
Well, she
And
was,
he
yeah,
did
she was
this.
doing some vulgar
And I did
hands.
this, and he got it all on Snapchat and sent it to the whole, like, everyone, basically, his friends, family.
I just
I thought
Snapchatted
you
it.
did that on accident.
You did.
I mean, I just Snapchatted it. I didn't know that.
But he's
like,
dumb, like,
Oh, you put on a story.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
everybody could see it, and then
So,
like I
my
got a
aunts
bunch
are
of
like,
texts from everybody that was
getting
like,
these, what,
take-
Mommy, what does this mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, and I just like, could
I'm
not.
like still mad at his cousin. He's like, who does that? What is
Oh, I
this?
remember.
Like,
Yeah.
I actually do remember. It was a whole thing.
yeah, I
I know your
was.
cousins.
I know.
Yeah,
I was
yeah, you
really
do know our
upset.
family, so.
You talked about it. They talked about it. I heard your parents talk about it.
It's never.
So you know
Never
what's kind
a
of
good thing.
upsetting is that Laith is like our youngest brother. He's graduating. He's not going to NC State. He's going to Boston.
Yep.
And
His brother's down the street. So.
and your brother down the
He's
street
on
too.
Northeastern.
Yeah. Okay. So Frost's kind of salty because he was given these.
The Leota Amra legacy will continue.
Yes. Yes.
It's like I forget.
The 2 houses of.
Yeah, exactly. There's always been
Alliance.
a Stark and
Between Sudan and Palestine.
Yeah, it's okay. It's gonna work out.
the Starks and the
Yeah, as
Yeah.
long as it's
phrase have always
still in the
historically
same city, they're gonna figure it out. Especially because I feel like, I mean, to be completely honest, Lake is nothing like you.
No.
Thank God.
And
I think he's
Mo
more
is-
like me than he is like Yassen.
Mo is nothing like me.
Actually, this 50-50.
Fits-
Mo's nothing like you, or is something
No,
like? Oh, okay.
no, he's not. But I mean,
He's
in
introverted,
in
right?
some ways, and then in the same ways that Lakers like you.
Yeah.
But see, they don't carry any characteristics from us. However, what they do carry is that gene to just come together because they are something like each other, even if it's nothing like us. Like I guarantee you, they're gonna find each other and hang out.
Something like each
I
other.
hope so. Yeah.
I
Like, I mean, if we go to Boston for whatever.
Yeah, I mean it'd be nice. I'd to start going to Boston more often, hopefully. So I'm just salty because
Because
I don't know. I want to go to Boston too. I wasn't afforded that option.
no, I fucked that up for you. I'm sorry.
It's a nice city. It's an expensive city.
Yeah, that's probably
It's a
true.
racist city.
Is it racist?
You know what? There was a poll that came out and said the Boston accent was the second sexiest
I
accent.
feel like it's probably a biased poll
Why?
that was written by people in Boston because
It's the ugliest accent. I mean, the
I
girls
mean-
there are like.
No, I want to know where that.
I like
poll
it. I
came
like it,
from.
but I would say
It's
it's
so
like kind
butch
of
and like.
it's like like almost like a jersey. Like it's very thick and it's like
Um.
not like they're the same, but I'm saying like the way they come off. It's like a thick and you're like, oh,
Have you heard any other accent in your life?
what Jersey
New
and
York,
Boston.
Jersey.
Are you guys just
Texas.
talking about like the?
It's
American
American.
accent.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
That's
we're not
not
talking
I could say
international.
like a Valley girl.
Oh,
I don't
goodness.
know where that's specifically located, but then
Yeah.
Texas, Jersey, Boston, New York. There's different boroughs in New York too
Yeah.
that you can tell. And then other than that, I don't know.
Boston accents are sexy.
I'm trying to think of
No.
like I'm thinking of like all the girls that like I've hung out with Josh that like went to Boston or something like
Yeah.
that. So there's not one that I've been like, oh, you have a voice for radio or
Yeah.
whatever. Right? You might have a face for radio.
Okay,
but
I don't
not
want to
a
get hated by
voice.
the city of Boston, so like,
No, I'm
let's
not.
keep that
It's,
in mind.
it's just like the Bruins are beating the fucking Canes right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck
okay.
Boston.
Fuck Boston,
Fuck
okay?
right
If
now.
I gotta say it,
Yeah.
let me say it.
Okay, it's warranted, even though we're in
God
South
damn.
No, if
Korea.
I like, you know,
So
if I ever
first
get
time
fans in
since
Boston
2001,
or get
2006.
to do a show in
Man.
Boston,
The
obviously.
lights are control.
But
Blues
fuck Boston
do
right
that,
now,
No,
and
actually,
sports
no,
wise,
look, Boston,
and hockey
good on you.
specifically.
Fuck you, Josh. So that's
Just
on
put
the
everything.
podcast.
Josh will be the scapegoat.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sacrifice that lamb.
Anything you guys want to talk about or add? Or you think you
That's,
covered it?
that's basically it.
Project's coming out soon.
Yep. It should be on, like I said, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora. We gotta figure all that stuff out soon. So hopefully we'll have it done.
Pandora, I don't even know, but it's.
I don't
gonna
think
be
no
on-
one uses that anymore, right?
Yes, they
It's
do.
gonna be
Okay.
on iTunes, Spotify.
I use
for
it at
sure.
least, I don't know. But yeah, anyways,
Spotify.
it's about an hour, so thank you. Yeah, time for bed, I guess. Thank you for us. I think you've seen it again, and we'll put links on your music, and
Thank you.
hopefully we'll have you guys on soon.
All right.
All right, thanks,
That's a
guys.
wrap. Is that your signal to know when to stop?
Yeah.